Alright, hey guys. So this is long overdue, but I wanted to share my Japanese Pokemon card collection. These are primarily base set, jungle, fossil. There's some Team Rocket, Gym Heroes, a bunch of promo cards, and a lot of value here. I've been going a little bit crazy over these last few months and buying way too many Japanese cards. I have plenty of English cards, but this year especially, I've been really collecting the Japanese ones. I think it's really cool getting them sent from Japan. The Japanese sellers are always really nice, and sometimes they throw in some freebies. So this is going to be a long video. Keep that in mind. I'm just going to share a bunch of things that I like to do with collecting cards and just a lot of information, I guess. In the back, you can see the base set: Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, and this is probably like the most sought after cards. And you might notice all of these cards are not in the best condition, and that is on purpose. I prefer to purchase them cheap, try to get some deals, and I don't really care what condition they're in. Um, I just like collecting them. So if I can get them at a good value, that means I can buy more cards, and in my opinion, more is better. So I definitely get a good deal on all of these cards for sure. These Charizards, they normally sell for over $100, and at least these two I got for probably less than 50. So yeah, just going through those. So I wanted to show you, this card's pretty cool. So a lot of people may remember this. This is the Ancient Mew from the first Pokemon movie. But what a lot of people don't know is there's a much rarer version. The Japanese version is actually worth quite a bit more, but people get kind of confused because they look almost the same. But as you can see, the hollow foil is much different. I think the Japanese version looks way, way more interesting. Very shiny and grainy. So I have 3 of those. So those are really cool to have in the collection. So over here, these cards are very rare as well. These are, I believe they were promo cards from some like Japanese CD or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but you may notice that they feature the artwork from the original English Gameboy games along with their box art. So I thought these were really cool to have. As you can see, this one has a fold in it, and that's okay, or a crease. I just got this for probably like 50 bucks. This tends to sell way over $100, so I was glad to just get it for a decent price. And these are pretty valuable as well. So yeah, those look really cool on a shelf. Very valuable cards, at least in my opinion. So moving forward, let's go ahead and go through the. Actually, let me show you another cool thing that I acquired like last year. So these are you call them either like the Southern Islands or the Tropical Islands, and these are all sealed envelopes or little card packs. So these originally sold for 200 yen, $2. They're pretty rare at this point. I think I paid like $70 for all of these. I have 1 duplicate. There should be 6 in total, but there's 7 here. And the rarest card is this Mew right here, and I actually have a couple extra that I can show you. So these tend to sell for like, I don't know, 20, maybe $30. It depends on the condition. But these packs in particular are very rare just because they're sealed and in mint condition. So pretty sweet to have those. So moving forward, I guess let's get into the base set, because that's probably the most collectible, at least in my opinion. I always like collecting the original cards just because I grew up with the original base sets, and then I stopped collecting cards after that as a kid. So here's Snorlax. A lot of people really seem to like Snorlax for some reason. It's a valuable card. There's a different promo art for Snorlax that I like collecting. I just think it looks pretty cute. Kind of rare as well, so I have a bunch of those. And then this is a newer card that came out recently, but I just thought it was crazy. They're starting to make these VMAX cards and like shiny rainbow, and that's the original. So that's Snorlax. Here is Hitmonchan. Don't have very many of those. And then Machamp. So the English version of Machamp, they were all first edition, but the Japanese version of Machamp is a little bit more rare. So here's Ninetales. Not very many people are into Ninetales, but I thought the art looks cool. And here's Chansey. Quite a few people like Chansey, that's for sure. That was actually a pretty good card, and it's a pretty good Pokemon as well. Lots of health in the games. And then a Gyarados. Actually, there's more Gyaradoses, so let me get the rest of the stack here. Alright, there's another Gyarados. I have loads of English Gyaradoses. I love collecting Gyaradoses. So here's Poliwrath. And I don't know if you'll be able to compare, but the Japanese versions of these cards actually look a little bit different, at least the holo foil and just the color tint. I think the Japanese versions actually look better than the English. So there's Nidoking. I think Nidoking looks really cool. So all of these cards are worth upwards of $10 or more each for the most part. You can find them maybe on auction if no one's bidding for, and depending on the quality, you might be able to get them for a little bit cheaper, maybe lower in like $6 or $7 if you get lucky. There's Clefairy. It's a special card. And then this isn't a base set, but since I'm going into Mewtwo's, decided to throw this one in. So these e-reader cards are very rare or hard to find because people stopped like purchasing Pokemon cards when the e-reader version came out. That's when like Yu-Gi-Oh took off and Pokemon sort of fell out of popularity at that time. So this is actually a pretty rare card, probably worth like, I don't know, $70 or $80. And if you can see down there, it's first edition. I just thought it looked cool. But these are the base set Mewtwo's. Some of them are damaged, but most of them are pretty good condition, as you can tell. And also all the cards on the back, compared to the English, the Japanese say pocket monsters instead of Pokemon. That's just an interesting little note about Japanese Pokemon cards. So there's Mewtwo. One of my favorite cards and one of my favorite Pokemon in the games because it was so powerful is Alakazam. He just looks such a badass. Very, very strong Pokemon in the games. And this is a very like valuable card, very sought after. The Alakazam's a little bit more expensive than the rest. And there's one Magneton and then one Raichu that I have. A lot of people want the Raichus. Alright, so that is my base set. There's actually one more. Go and grab it. So the Zapdos is also a base set, but they also released it as a fossil set as well. So I'll show you the legendary birds. So this is the fossil version. As you can see, they're a little bit different. People really like collecting the legendary birds. So here's Articuno. I have quite a few of those. Some very shiny Articuno. Alright, and then here's a Moltres. So the legendary birds are worth a little bit more, maybe like $15, $20 each. So yeah, those are my bird collection. So that concludes the base set. Now let's get into... actually, let me show you my Mew collection. My favorite Pokemon is Mew. I already showed you the Tropical Island ones. So this one, so in English, this version, the holographic version, is actually a promo card, but in Japan, they released it as a fossil. So these cards are rather expensive, like $20 each. I have quite a few just because I really like Mew. I really like this card in particular. So going through those, this is an e-reader Mew, just like that Mewtwo I showed earlier. They're kind of in the same set. This one is also first edition. This one is extremely rare. I think I can sell it for upwards of like maybe $80, $90, $100. So that one is really cute. Love the artwork, and it just looks rare in my opinion. These are, I think that, I don't know the exact term. People call them like Shining Mews or Koro Mews. I think they were promos as well. But again, very beautiful artwork. These cards tend to sell for generally like upwards of $50 to $100 depending on the condition. So I have a couple of those, a variety of different conditions. And then just some other Mew cards. Some of these are worth like 20, just random promos. I just like collecting the Mews if I think they look cool. Love Mew. There we go. So that's my Mew collection. And like I said, this video is a bit long, so bear with me. I'm gonna go into, let's go into Fossil next. So a lot of cool cards in the Fossil set. So here's Dragonite, very sought after card, probably like $20 to $30 for a Dragonite. Then Gengar as well, very expensive, like $20. The Dragonite and Gengar are probably the most valuable out of the ones I'm holding here. Bunch of Aerodactyls. I really like the Aerodactyl. I feel like they should have made him stronger. Kind of a not a very good card. I really wasn't using the game. There's Hypno, and there's Muck, and there's a Raichu. I like the artwork on Raichu. So moving on, we have a Lapras. I always thought that was a nice looking card. And then Hitmonlee. I have quite a few of those, surprising. And then Haunter. I really don't like this card that much because you can hardly see that it's holographic. I mean, like depending on the lighting, like that doesn't even look holographic at all. But they sell pretty well. And just people would much rather have Gengar. Then Kabutops. And Magneton. And finally we have Ditto. And there's another Ditto. So those are the Fossil cards. And I'm pretty sure I have all of them. Maybe I'm missing a couple. I'm not really sure. I wasn't really going for like a complete collection when I was purchasing these. I was just buying them because they were very cheap at the time. So now I'm going to go to the Jungle set. So the main like highlights of the Jungle set are obviously the Eevee evolution. So these ones are the more expensive ones. They're probably like $15 each. Maybe more depending on the condition. But there's Jolteon. Everyone really likes the Eevee evolutions. There's Vaporeon, and I only have one Japanese Flareon. And so let's go through all the Japanese holos. A lot of people really like Scyther. Kind of expensive, so people really like Scyther for sure. I have quite a few. Venomoth. And then we have Mr. Mime. Not a big fan of Mr. Mime, but I have quite a few. And then Vileplume. Wait a minute. Alright, so let me just grab another stack because apparently I have a lot of Vileplumes. I really like Vileplume. I think it's worth a little bit more than some of the other ones. I just think it's a cool Pokemon. And then Clefable. Look how pretty. I like the little swirl on the top right corner. Some people, they like to purchase cards with the swirls. I'm pretty sure they all have a swirl, but they're in like different location. As you can see, that one is on the left side. Actually, this one doesn't have a swirl, so I guess some people like the swirls. It's kind of interesting. And then Electrode, kind of cool. And then Wigglytuff. Got a lot of repeats of cards, but that's just how it goes. I just like collecting as many as I can. As long as I can find a good deal, I will will buy them. But I'm very cheap, and it's hard to find deals anymore, so that's why I finally decided to make a video now. Nidoqueen, Kangaskhan. It's just really hard to find like these cards for like $5 or $4 is what I've been used to paying. Maybe $6 if I really want them. And then Pidgeot. It's one of the really cool looking ones. The artwork and just the holo foil looks really nice. Lots of Pidgeots. And this is, oh, I have a couple more of these. Victory Bell. I think it went Bellsprout, Weeping Bell, and then Victory Bell, or Victory Bell. I have 3 of those. Alright, so those are the jungle set. Those are all the cards I have. So moving on, so those were like the rarest cards, I guess. Like the base set is like the original, and then it went to, I think, Fossil, and then Jungle. And I don't think Japan ever had a base set to English. There was a reprint of the base set. I don't know if Japan ever had that. But let's go through some of the other cards I have. These are like the set after. It was either Team Rocket or Gym Heroes. I think it was Team Rocket. But anyways, this is Gym Heroes. So Gym Heroes, it's like the name would be Rockets Zapdos, and here it would be like Rockets Hitmon Chan, and this one would be like Misty Seadra. So these are like the gym leaders Pokemon. Some of the artwork is kind of cool on these. So I'm just going to go through them real fast. Alakazam. Alakazam's always worth a little bit more than all the rest. But these ones don't have a whole lot of value. This one, the Arcanine, Blaine's Arcanine, that one's pretty valuable. Especially in good condition. This one's in terrible. And then this Dark Vileplume, or Erica's Vileplume, I think it was. So, yeah, a lot of interesting cards there. Just going through Brock's Rhydon, or Rhyhorn. I think it's Rhydon. And Rockets. This is like the Team Rocket set. It's like an R on there. So this is Dark Charizard. All these Pokemon, they're called Dark. And I guess it's just like the evil version, I guess. The Team Rockets versions of the Pokemon. So this one's like the most expensive. And again, not in the greatest condition, but I paid like probably $25 and it's worth more like $50. Maybe more. Sometimes they sell for like $75 or even more than that. But that's Dark Charizard. And then this is Dark Blastoise, another card that's worth quite a bit, upwards of like $25, $30. Hypno, Weezing, another Alakazam, like I said before. Love Alakazams, and they're always worth quite a bit. And then Dugtrio, Dark Dugtrio, Dark Machamp, Dark Slowbro, and Dark Gyarados. I really like that card. Wish I had more of them. Pretty cool little art. Alright, so those are all the original sets. Obviously I don't have the whole collection of the Gym Heroes, or the Gym set, and the Team Rocket set. Over some of the like miscellaneous cards I have. Some of these are like newer cards, some of them are older. A lot of them are just pretty rare. So I really like these 2 cards. They're from newer sets. I think they're promos, but this one especially just reminds me so much of the game. This is like Red, like that was his name from the original games. And a little Pikachu. I just think it looks so cute. This one too. So this is like Red versus Gary. And then this one, I just thought it looked really nice. Got it for a really good deal. These like super holographic rainbow foil, they're worth quite a bit. I'm pretty sure they're pretty rare to get in packs. And then I think this one's called Neo Evolutions. Not really sure. I think this might be like the following set. But yeah, I have quite a few of those. That one's a really good looking Pichu. And then I do collect Pikachus a little bit, not a whole lot, there's just a ton of them. This is Surfing Pikachu, little promo cards. I don't know what this one's called. I think it's just Flying Pikachu, I'm not entirely sure, but this one's really cool just because there's like an airplane in the background. And there's another Pichu, crazy hollow on that. I think this one was a McDonald's promo. I could be wrong, but I just thought it was adorable. And another Pikachu, another Surfing Pikachu. another flying Pikachu, another circling Pikachu. And these were just like custom gold-plated cards from Japan. The original like Pokemon Illustrator is worth like thousands of dollars, but this is just a reproduction. All right, so here's the last stack of cards. And this is just an energy card. Here's some GX cards I got for like super cheap, like a few dollars. I like this one, Mewtwo and Mew. This is just random. Sometimes the Japanese people, they send me random cards in the mail just as like free bonus. So my friend's favorite Pokemon is Umbreon, and for whatever reason, Umbreons, a lot of them sell for a lot of money, like over $50. So there's a lot of people collecting Umbreons. So these things are a little bit expensive, I suppose. And then here's a cool card. It's like a holographic Master Ball. There's like a non-holo version that isn't worth much, but the holo version is worth a little bit more. And I just like the way it looks. So I had to have a Master Ball, of course. There's a Celebi. Oh, this one was cool. This was like a free one thrown in. And the guy was just like, "Thank you for buying so much." So yeah, I've never seen a Pokemon card like this. That's like a lithogram. You can change it. It's really cool. There's a Celebi, and this one is I think it's called Cool Porygon. I'm not sure if that was like a base set Pokemon or not, but I'm pretty sure it was a promo. I could be mistaken though, but I have one of those, and just some other interesting promo cards, some more GX cards. And that's about it for the collection. My pretty rare Japanese Pokemon card collection. All of these were from the 90s, so rather old at this point. I feel very old. And if you guys were just curious what the most expensive ones are, I would definitely say like the starter Pokemon, Charizard. Everyone wants a Charizard, so those are always like $100 or more. These ones as well, just the promo series. The Ancient Mews are worth quite a bit for the like Japanese version. These Mews, the like Koro or Shining Mews, those ones are worth quite a bit. And this one as well. So those are probably the most expensive ones. And obviously there's thousands of dollars worth of cards on this table. I will most likely sell them one day if I need the money, or if they go up in value, which I'm sure they will. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video, and if you want me to just make a video on my English cards, I can at some point. Just let me know. So thanks for watching, and have a nice day. And then just as a little bonus, I wanted to show you that recently I purchased the original Gameboy Games. These are the Japanese versions, and Japan actually had green version. America never had a green version, so that's pretty interesting. And then this is silver, gold, and crystal version. Yep.